Thank you, Adrian. Captains Rodrigo and Jordan Henderson stride out from the tunnel underneath the John Charles stand, holding floral tributes to the 97 fans who passed away at Hillsborough 34 years ago last weekend. The players line up in front of the pink and mauve Premier League arch, and in just a few moments they will take those floral tributes to the Liverpool fans away to our right-hand side, and the big screens will be full of footage of Leeds fans at the Hillsborough Memorial up at Anfield. There is a rebuild going on at Liverpool, and Jurgen Klopp is completing running repairs just to keep the red machine moving, but in truth he can't wait to get them in the garage in the summer so he can reassemble them. He may not want a Ferrari, but his current motor is spluttering and operating at a reduced speed. Liverpool have gone from setting the pace and missing out on a photo finish to falling so far down the grid that sorting the damage out is going to be costly. After 5 games without a win, it's not about where they finish, it's just about getting to the finishing line now. After all, a win tonight and Aston Villa might just come into view. And is that Liverpool's ambition? Well, Leeds' need is more pressing. They are hoping they can park up in the Premier League for another year, but their reliable home form hit the skids against Palace. They sit 2 points outside the drop zone, but a win takes them above West Ham, and they know they have already thrown a spanner in Liverpool's works once this season. Jordan Henderson and Rodrigo walk over to the Liverpool fans to place those floral tributes in front of the travelling Liverpool support in a touching gesture from Leeds United to their far neighbours at the other end of the M62. Danny Murphy is alongside me in the commentary box. Why have Liverpool been so bad away from home?
Oh, well, where do we start? How long we got? I think it's been a mixture of things. I think we're looking at poor mentality, a dip in physicality, a lack of confidence, too many changes constantly, and I think as the season's progressed, teams have played Liverpool at home and actually lost fear for them, which makes a hell of a difference to a team when you've got a mindset change with the fans behind you and you think we can get after this Liverpool side. And defensively they've just not been good enough. But look, we talk about the finish of the season, highly unlikely they're going to get in top 4, yes, but the way you finish the season is key. And the other thing is, some of these players, whether they believe it or not, are playing for their futures. I don't think Jurgen Klopp's in the mood to be patient anymore. I think there'll be half a dozen at least out the door, and probably 4 or 5 coming in. So you've got to finish the season strongly and show this manager that you want to be not just part of the club, part of the first 11.
10 years, Leeds have dropped Ayling, and Bamford is not even on the bench tonight because of a calf injury. Liverpool unchanged from the 2-2 draw at home against Arsenal. The referee is Craig Pawson, Mark Perry and Richard West are the assistants, Tony Harrington the VAR. April is showered with football. This is one of 60 games live on the network this month. If it's a match that matters, you will find it on TalkSport. We're underway live on TalkSport on game night. Monday nights are game night. Whenever there's a game on a Monday evening, it will be here on the radio station, bringing you ball-by-ball coverage, exclusive coverage from one of the cracking matches from the Premier League. Danny Murphy once scored a stunner against Leeds 20 years ago last month as Leeds beat Liverpool. Liverpool beat Leeds 3-1 at Anfield. He played in a 1-0 win here 5 months earlier that was settled by a Salif Diao goal. Liverpool struggled away. Leeds need to channel this home crowd. How important are the first few minutes of the match?
Very important, and I'm absolutely gobsmacked at what I just saw. Leeds trying to play out from the back in the first 60 seconds. You have the kick-off, the ball should go back and goes forward long and you're playing there half. Absolutely ridiculous. I mean, they've got away with it, but I don't know why you are trying to play round the back to the keeper and then ping one to the full-back in your middle of your own half against a team that's really good at pressing.
Salah has the ball right side for Liverpool, just down the touchline in front of the Jack Charlton stand, the big 2-tier huge looming structure opposite us, and then he's tackled by Firpo. It goes out for a throw into Liverpool on the far side of the pitch. It's 0-0. We've played just over 1 minute and 11 seconds on TalkSport. Liverpool shooting from right to left towards the Don Revie stand, all in red tonight, and Leeds United in white shooting towards our right-hand side, the Norman Hunter stand, the goal that Alisson is defending. Here is Van Dijk. And Trent Alexander-Arnold, who wandered into a midfield position during that game against Arsenal, has done exactly that when Liverpool have got the ball. He's in the centre circle with Fabinho and he's popped it forward to Gakpo. Back to Trent Alexander-Arnold and out towards the right touchline, and Salah, who wanders in midway inside Leeds territory into Trent Alexander-Arnold. He's going to have a lot of touches of the ball tonight. I was looking at his heat map from the rest of the season and then comparing that to the heat map against Arsenal, and it's so noticeable just how centrally he operated. That's great when you've got the ball, but when you haven't got it, it leaves you exposed in that full-back position.
Yeah, we spoke to him after the Arsenal game. I was working for the Premier League TV, and he was saying how much he enjoyed it and how the communication is key between himself and Konate, when to drop in and when to stay in there and let Konate go over. And that's something they've been working on and will continue to do so by the looks of it. Well, I think it's brave of Klopp to play it. I think he tries something different.
Here is Rodrigo after it was picked off the toes of Gakpo by Struijk, and out towards the far side it goes. It's an interception by Konate, moved over towards that right full-back position, won it back for Liverpool, and they have it again just inside Leeds territory. 0-0 the score, live on Talk Sport tonight. Ball back to Trent Alexander-Arnold, who swishes it into the path of Fabinho, gets it back again, looks up, went to play it down the right, decides to go centrally instead, and then give it to Virgil van Dijk. Leeds coming into the game on the back of a chastening, demoralising home defeat against Crystal Palace last Sunday. Liverpool entered the arena without a win since they thrashed Manchester United, but that now is just a speck in the rear-view mirror. Here's Robertson on the near side, back to Van Dijk. Van Dijk just left of the centre circle into Alexander-Arnold again, and then he tries to just release Henderson in the right channel. It almost came through to him, but then dribbled through to the goalkeeper away to our left. I think you mentioned actually in one of your columns that experimenting between now and the end of the season is a good thing for Liverpool.
Yeah, definitely. Having a look at a few various formations, personnel in different positions even, whatever it takes to try and make sure that next season you improve and have a better impact on the Premier League than they've done this season. So yeah, why not? And Trent, exactly, with his quality in there, could be a good role for him. I'm really surprised and disappointed with Leeds' start to the game.
Well, they've hardly had a kick, have they, so far?
Well, they're trying to sit in and block space, but you're at home, you get your fans on board. Even if you go after Liverpool for 10 minutes, this ain't a team playing well on the road.
Van Dijk allowed the freedom of the park to spray the ball forward up towards Jota, and then Jones juggles with it, edge of the 18-yard box. Intervention comes from McKennie, who releases the ball to Rodrigo. He gives it away to Trent Alexander-Arnold, and Gakpo then tries to pick it up, but couldn't funnel the ball out towards the near side, and it goes out of play and away for a Liverpool throw. Picked up by Gakpo again, left side, push on by Jota down the near touchline. Robertson goes to engage with Christensen, who's in for Ayling tonight, and it's cleared away up towards the middle of the park, where it bounces once and then Aronson couldn't get hold of it. There was a high foot by Fabinho. Craig Pawson, the referee, says play on, and Liverpool have the ball back again. They haven't got out of their own half once yet, Leeds United.
Well, I'll tell you what it does. It gives all those Liverpool players who might have been thinking we're going to have a tough evening confidence, touches on the ball. Okay, I'll have it. Look, start playing through the gaps, through the lines, and Leeds just drop off. No logic in the first 60 seconds of playing high and getting high up the pitch and playing in the half, getting the fans behind them, and now just dropping off and letting Liverpool dictate play. Carries on like this, they are just waiting to get beat.
Big night for Javi Gracia, who's faced Jurgen Klopp 3 times and never seen a team that he took charge of score a goal against them. Here's Klopp watching on from the touchline as Salah picks it up right side, tries to shake on Firpo. Sinistera comes across and picks it up, and the Colombian works it to the wide left position. He's got it back at his feet again, midway inside his own half. Now he finds Rodrigo. Lovely little jink past Konate to open up the pitch a bit. Wide it goes on to Firpo, and then back in field it comes to Rodrigo, who feels he was bumped off the ball by Curtis Jones, and their first progression into Liverpool territory down the left side, about 7 yards back from the penalty area, has generated a free kick.
Yeah, it was much better. All started by Rodrigo. He dropped deep, got on the ball, settled everybody down and played a couple of passes at last. Much better from Leeds. You can hear the fans getting behind them because they're trying to play on the front foot.
Liverpool at home to Forest on Saturday, live on Talk Sport 2, part of our 60 games in April, and on Tuesday we're back here for Leeds and Everton in what is the start of a really pivotal run for Leeds United, who have a free kick over on the far side. We're in the 7th minute of the game at Ellen Road. Yorkshire was dappled in sunshine when we pulled up here a little bit earlier on. The sun is starting to set, the floodlights burning brightly off the corrugated iron roofs of this antiquated stadium. Here on the left-hand side, Harrison delivers the ball into Rodrigo, free header inside the box, and he glanced it towards the far corner of the goal. It's an easy catch for Alisson in the end, but that was dreadful marking from Liverpool.
Well, he's onside as well. It's a good ball in, and Rodrigo, we talked about his aerial strength before the game, didn't I? He's got to do better with that. It's a great chance from a set play. Tries to guide it into the far corner. Easy save for Alisson. Little warning for Liverpool. Poor lapse of concentration. Too easy from Liverpool.
Sometimes from set pieces away from home, they've had a real problem with Liverpool. I remember being down at Brentford.
We did it together, didn't we?
What a game that was. They were under the cosh for large portions of that match, especially from set pieces. Every time a corner went in, it looked like they were going to concede a goal. 0-0 here, but Rodrigo with a good chance early on. Van Dijk looking to respond, swishes the ball towards the far side. The first touch from Salah isn't particularly good, and they try to hoist it into the right channel. Jordan Henderson groans at him as the ball drifts out of play. It's away for a goal kick away to our left-hand side. Leeds have won 3 of their 7 games in the Premier League under Javi Gracia. Certainly made a difference, and they hadn't won any of the previous 10 under Jesse Marsch. So it's safe to say he's had an impact. But look how high they're pressed up on the Liverpool backline here from the goal kick. There's 4 of them strung across the back 4 of Liverpool.
It's a brave press from Liverpool. That's what I was talking about with Brighton the other day. Leaving 4v4, and then Fabinho drops back in, but with Van Dijk's height and Canate, they're happy to let it happen.
Sent forward by Christensen after the second ball is cleared by Liverpool. It drops inside the Leeds half. Jota can't get it under control. Gakpo stretches midway inside Leeds territory. It goes out for Christensen on this right-hand side. Only Premier League start of 2023 for Rasmus Christensen was against Arsenal in that 4-1 defeat down at the Emirates Stadium. He tosses the ball into Weston McKennie. No Tyler Adams in the team at the moment because of an injury. He's just undergone surgery. Headed forward by Mark Rocker, and he's got it back again on halfway, and then Harrison tries to curl it round the corner beyond Canate, looking for Sinisterra coming off the left flank. Liverpool defend it well, but it's won back by Leeds inside their own half. McKennie back to Christensen, infield to Aronson, and then spread well out to Rocker. His first time ball over the top is going to test the Liverpool defence here, but Robertson is alert to the danger posed by Rodrigo, and Javi Gracia wanted his team to press high up there and cause Alisson problems. Christensen was a little bit slack, but they have won it back high inside Liverpool territory, and it's on to Rodrigo. His left-footed drive has just not caught that well enough, and he's dragged that towards the near post, and it's about a yard wide of the Liverpool goal.
Best play of the match from Leeds, built up some momentum, got the passes going through the line, starting to gain a bit of confidence in themselves, a bit more belief, and you could see Javi Gracia telling them to push up after that attack and squeeze. Much better from Leeds.
Well, Rodrigo with a couple of attempts on goal in the early part of this game. He is their top scorer. He's replaced Patrick Bamford, who's injured tonight. Got a few problems, he said, Javi Gracia in his pre-match interview, with 1 or 2 players, and Bamford was one of them. Here's Rodrigo taking the ball away from Trent Alexander-Arnold, who's a bit physical. The referee's allowed that to go, and Liverpool win it back and turn it over on the halfway line, with Salah running through the centre circle. Playing it wide to Diogo Jota, a little nudge away from Christensen, but only as far as Jones, who looks to send it wide out towards Henderson, but it's cut out by Firpo and cleared over the halfway line by Leeds United. Goalless on TalkSport on game night. Massive week of football, massive month of football. Over 7 different competitions over the course of the next few days. Some big matches in the Champions League tomorrow, including Real Madrid against Chelsea, which is live from Stamford Bridge tomorrow night. Wednesday night will be in Munich, with Manchester City looking to see if they can go through to the semi-finals. Thursday night, both West Ham and Manchester United in action. Those games live on TalkSport and TalkSport 2. Big night in the EFL tomorrow as well. Orient can get promoted tomorrow night, which is a big story. Orient fans almost in Christmas Eve mode tonight. Here is Salah over on the far side, here at Ellen Road in the Premier League. All the matches that matter are live on TalkSport. Van Dijk out wide towards the right side, collected by Trent Alexander-Arnold, who's just a couple of steps in field, and he exchanges passes with Henderson, and then it goes back into Fabinho, and Liverpool wrestle control back. Here's Robertson, tight to the left touchline, midway inside Leeds half of the field. It goes square to Fabinho. The Liverpool fans, vocal as always, away to our right, standing on their feet, watching their team, who are at the other end of the pitch to their vantage point. Konate square to Van Dijk, just in front of the centre circle, floats the ball high out towards Salah. Not a great ball back by Salah towards Trent Alexander-Arnold. Harrison went straight out there, so did Rodrigo. The ball comes back to the near side, and it's collected now by Robertson. Robertson just delays. Liverpool not really going anywhere, but keeping hold of the ball. Back to the central midfield position of Fabinho. He floats it forward looking for Henderson, away by Pascal Strike, and then it's cleared by Roca up into the midpoint of the Leeds half. A little bit of juggling work by Konate, brings the ball down. Jota spreads it wide, deflection takes it away, and now there's a gap in behind Robertson, which they couldn't quite exploit because Harrison couldn't get it under control. A little trick won it back for Leeds, but then they've given it back to Liverpool on the halfway line.
It's key for Leeds, if they are going to drop off and let Liverpool have possession, is they don't keep letting Trent have it free. You're better letting Fabinho have it free, or Jones, anybody but Trent, and at the moment seems to be at Trent's feet a lot under no pressure, and eventually he'll find a way of hurting you. It's Rodrigo and Harrison's job.
13 minutes gone, 0-0. Here's Henderson breaking the lines and getting into the penalty area down the right hand side. He may well have just gone over the white line, and it's out for a goal kick. The assistant on the far side is Richard West, and he immediately raises his flag, and it is going to be a free kick to Leeds away to our left hand side. Leeds dominated the first half of the game with Palace last Sunday. Only Sam Johnston's performance really robbed them of more goals before half-time, but they went to pieces after that concession of a goal on the stroke of half-time. They've had a few warnings as well from set pieces. Crystal Palace score quite a lot of goals from set pieces. They kept giving away silly free kicks in and around the penalty area and eventually conceded one. After that they didn't really recover. It's something that Javi Gracia has touched upon in his programme notes tonight.
I do find it really strange when a team sets up sometimes on a goal kick. You think, okay, if you're going to go long, make a plan of how you're going to try and win the ball back when it goes up. So you're playing to Robertson against Harrison, get some men around it for the knockdown. They've got 4 men dropping off to get off the keeper and 4 men high up the pitch, and a gap in between where there's 3 of them covering 70 yards as midfield. You can't do it. It's one or the other. I don't understand. That's no planning there. It's just off the cuff.
Harrison is pressed up high alongside Rodrigo, waiting for the ball to be turned over. Here's Roca just attempting to do that, but Jones has got it back very quickly, and Jurgen Klopp is impressed with that. Claps his hands and then rams them into the pocket. It's a chilly night in Yorkshire tonight.
This is warm for Yorkshire. Trust me, it's been my second home for 5 years.
Has it?
Well, yeah, more or less.
Yeah, well, at least it's not raining.
I put some cream on when I left today. This is boiling for Yorkshire.
Here is Konate, just short of the halfway line. Alexander-Arnold swings it down the right side, looking for Trent Alexander-Arnold, who latches onto the ball, tries to take on Firpo, gives it back to Henderson, across into Gakpo, who glances a header towards the back post, kept alive by Jota. The ball had gone out of play. Rasmus Christensen had to be completely sure that it had, because he raised his hand in protest, a hand which went up in the air, and the ball struck that, and the referee in the end gave a goal kick away to our left-hand side. But Jota, he does need to improve his goal output. It has been 32 Premier League games since he last scored a goal. Once again, Meslier setting up to clip the ball forward, and again they're pressed 4 on the halfway line to try and expose that Liverpool high line.
Which is good, it's brave. But play it then.
Over the top.
No, just play it up to the 4 and then get your knocks. The problem is if you play it long, even if it's a 4v4, the knockdowns, you can't. The midfield, you've got the back players trying to get out from the goalkeeper, and you've got 4 forwards high up the pitch. The midfield boys, which I always look at and thinking, well, if we lose it, we play out, I've got to get back, and if we knock it long, I've got to help them. Where am I going to be?
Well, what they did was play it out to the fullback on the left-hand side.
But that's an in-between, and they nearly got caught. It was only a good bit of play. What I'm saying is do one or the other, because you'll get caught out.
It was a bit of a nothing ball out to Firpo, wasn't it? And it was only because he managed just to sort his feet out in time that they managed to progress down the left touchline. McKennie tries to keep them up there inside Liverpool territory. It's a bit of a fight ball, but Firpo's come away with it. Now Sinistera, he's trying to take on the defender. Play to be against Alexander-Arnold. It's out for a corner, the first of the game. And it's good play by Sinistera, who is a live wire. 4th Premier League start in a row after his injury. Scored the goal against Forest that Danny mentioned earlier. 3 goals and a red card in his 11 Premier League starts this season. You don't get half measures with Luis Sinisterra. Here is the corner kick over on the far side. McKennie trying to disrupt inside that 6-yard box. Pascal strike up from the back. Robin Koch is in there as well. It's a high one towards the far post, and Rodrigo's trying to get up above Virgil van Dijk. Not an easy thing to do. It breaks the left-hand side, and Alexander-Arnold plays it against Sinisterra, and it bounces out down by the corner flag and away for a Liverpool throw. What did you make of that delivery?
Poor, too high, bit safe. So important, you've got someone who takes corners, who's got courage of his conviction with the way he technically puts it in. You've got to really try and get some pace on it, so it makes it really dangerous for the Liverpool defence. I'm surprised after maybe they want the in-swingers, but Jack Harrison tends to take a lot of set plays, doesn't he?
Well, in all competitions, Liverpool are without a win in 5 games. They have never gone 6 games without a win under Jurgen Klopp. The last time they did so was September 2015, just before they replaced Brendan Rodgers.
I think he'd be quite pleased with the start.
Klopp?
Yeah, they've controlled it pretty well. I think he'll have expected the Alamo. I think he'll have expected them to come flying after Liverpool, flying after his team on the press, and they're not.
This is a real surprise that they haven't. They started so brightly against Crystal Palace.
Yeah.
I thought that we were expecting to see that again today, but that hasn't materialised from Leeds United, who maybe are just trying to be a little bit more controlled. A lot of their games are have been very frenetic, especially under Jesse Marsch. Ball has been sent wide out towards the far side. Liverpool in possession at 0-0 on TalkSport on game night. It is Monday night. You're listening to Leeds against Liverpool with Now Sports. Don't forget, with Now Sports you can stream all the Sky Sports action like Leeds versus Liverpool live right now for $11.99, no contract. Search Now Sports. Canate, right side of the centre circle. He's got Rodrigo in front of him and Aronson just to his left. He goes to Trent Alexander-Arnold, wandering into that midfield position again. It's played out to the far side. Canate, almost a little bit short, had to scurry towards the ball because Rodrigo was putting a little bit of pressure on him, but it was a bit half-hearted from Rodrigo. Back to Robertson, out wide to Jones it goes. Down the left, Liverpool come now. On to Cody Gakpo, the Dutchman in an advanced position, tries to get the better of Rasmus Christensen, sets it back for Robertson. Robertson infield to Van Dijk. And lots of men behind the ball for Leeds United here. Alexander-Arnold, every time he picks the ball up, they just drop a little bit deeper, the Leeds defence, almost immediately, knowing the sort of threat that he poses.
Leeds shape's good. It's not a bad shape, and it's disciplined, but if you play this deep for too long in a game against high quality players, it's nearly impossible to keep a clean sheet.
Fabinho trying to pierce that line, didn't manage to do so. Blocked by Roca, picked up by Harrison, who's trying to escape, but Robertson's there. Harrison manages to rob it back again. Aronson then joins on halfway. Down the right it goes to Harrison, who looked to come over to the near touchline to try and keep it in, but he was off balance when he tried to do so, and he fell into the dugout, which is a proper dugout here at Leeds United. Everything's proper at Leeds United. It's a proper old stadium. There's proper iron girders everywhere.
Well, Adrian described it as a 70s stadium, I think.
Yeah, he's not wrong.
Is that why you've worn that jacket, to fit in?
Yeah, absolutely. But you acted like you were in the 70s earlier on when we went downstairs and you tried to operate one of those newfangled coffee machines. It took me 20 minutes to get it working.
I know.
Ball cleared away out towards the near side. Christensen away. Poor old Adrian only wanted a black coffee. It took you so long.
I don't know what's in there now, put all sorts of...
We wondered if you were going to make kick-off. Robertson clipping the ball to the edge of the area, caught by Meslier, played out to the far side of Firpo, then picked up by Sinisterra. Leeds have got the ball. Liverpool pressing now over on the right side, trying to win it back, but Rodrigo has brought it down well. Canate has followed him, and then the ball's gone infield to Roca, who's fouled from behind by Jones. It's going to be a free kick over on the left-hand side. 20 minutes gone, 80% possession for Liverpool so far in the game.
80% possession. They haven't really hurt Leeds, have they? But
don't think they've had a shot on target yet.
You don't want to play the whole game with 20% possession. I'd want my team up the pitch a little bit more.
Harrison skips past Robertson after beating Jota, plays it infield for Aronson. Aronson needs a bit of support. Christensen now provides it right side of the Liverpool penalty area. It's a right-footed ball deep towards the far post, but it's too close to Alisson, who comes out, raises his big hands into the sky and pulls it into his chest.
Poor cross from the right-hand side from Christensen. Had no confidence in that, did he? He was overthinking it.
Not been a regular starter recently, Rasmus Christensen, the Danish international. Didn't have a particularly good start to his Leeds United career. Hasn't really found his feet in the Premier League yet, but like a lot of players that come into the division, it does sometimes take a while for them to do that. 21 minutes gone. Liverpool already warming up. A couple of substitutes. Thiago's down there. Luis Diaz, nice to see him back. What a player he is.
I love him. I think if you're looking at Liverpool's front three moving forward, he'd be in all Liverpool fans I know he'd be first choice on the left hand side, I should say. Obviously Salah on the right, but
Aronson picks the ball up from Roca, plays it down the left. Here's Sinisterra getting in behind Konate, down the left channel, shoots towards the near corner, misses the target. The angle was against him really. He went bursting into the box after being released by Mark Roca. Down the left channel, he had the pace to beat Konate and get into the box. He was very tight over on that far left hand side, so it was always going to be difficult for him to find the target, but it just shows the kind of pace and ability that Luis Sinisterra possesses.
It was a great recovery from Konate, who gave the ball away. Brilliant strength and patience to get back in and make the tackle.
The two best chances though, Danny, of the game so far have fallen to Leeds.
Yep. Oh, they do look a threat when they break, but they don't break often enough. I mean, it's very hard for 90 minutes to play this way, is what I'm saying. You know, they might get to half time and they'll be pleased, and I'm sure if you offer them a 0-0 at the end of the game or before the game, they'd take it. To have the ball to be without the ball for so long, trust me, I've done it many times, it is draining.
But maybe they know just how bad Liverpool are when it comes to teams that are worse than them on paper. Liverpool yet to win and have taken just 4 points from a possible 24 in away games against teams below them in the table this season.
But when you think of Brentford, Wolves, Brighton games I've been to where we've seen Liverpool lose comfortably on the road, all those teams have gone after them.
Because they've scented blood, that's why.
Exactly.
Ball played forward by Jota down the right side again. Not going to work its way through to Salah, who hasn't really got into the game just yet.
None of the front three really. You know, Gakpo's not good. You want player to come and get involved, even if you move out your position to get some touches and make an impact.
Aronson thought he was fouled on halfway. Referee said play on. Fabinho picks it up. The lights start to burn brightly on the lush green playing surface as Harrison robs Jones of the ball. He robs him back. Gakpo picks it up, tries to thread it through to Salah. Away by Firpo, just about keeping it out of harm's way now, Leeds United, as Jones goes back down the right. Liverpool on the attack. Gakpo gets the return from Jones into a right wing position. Chance to cross, needs a good delivery. It's over the head of absolutely everyone. Goes out the other side, and Trent Alexander-Arnold, who pops up on the left now, manages to regain it for Liverpool. Right footed cross, steered away by Koch, and then picked further out by Firpo. Good touch by Sinisterra, who gets away from Henderson and gets bums off seat as he races towards halfway. He looks up, plays it infield, in for Winston McKennie, and Winston McKennie tries to play it first time. He's a little bit short from Sinisterra, and then the ball's turned over by Liverpool again, and Gakpo finds Salah down the right side, skates up towards the edge of the area, kicks his heels and goes back infield, comes to Jones, edge of the box, plays it wide, collected by Gakpo, on towards Jota, whose strike was not strong enough, and Koch got out and blocked it anyway. And it's away to Jones, edge of the area again. Liverpool putting pressure on as we approach the 25th minute of the game. 0-0 on TalkSport. Alexander-Arnold, Liverpool coming down the right hand side, and Leeds can't get out. There's a bit of frustration amongst the crowd as Jones gets towards the byline, tees it up for Henderson, across into Salah, free header, no conviction in it, cleared away by Rasmus Christensen and then smuggled out towards the halfway line by Harrison.
Good sustained attack from Liverpool, working the ball well, much quicker with the passing, got in behind twice, two good crosses. Salah will be disappointed, he could have done better, and Gakpo overhit the other one. More incisive play, that, more quality from Liverpool. Runners off the ball, runners behind the back line of Leeds.
Leeds United fans trying to raise the volume inside the stadium. Leeds 0, Liverpool 0. For the latest odds, you can go to Ladbrokes, where right now you can get Leeds to win at 16-5, the draw 11-5, Liverpool to win away from home 11-10 on. That's all thanks to Ladbrokes. Play at ladbrokes.com. 18+. BeGambleAware.org. This is TalkSport. Van Dijk pings the ball out to the far side, but it's far too hefty for Jordan Henderson, and it floats harmlessly out of play down by the corner flag, and Leeds United have the ball. Reviewing the opening 25 minutes, what's your assessment?
I'm surprised that Leeds have decided to play counter-attack. They've looked dangerous when they have got the ball through the lines and got the ball wide, got runners forward, but overall Liverpool are dominating the game, and if it carries on the way it is, my feeling is that they will find a way, because they've got I don't know what it is now, but it was 80% 5 minutes ago. They're completely dominating possession of the football, and with the quality Liverpool have got, you expect them to score a goal.
76 at the moment. There's a foul over on the far side. I think it was Fabinho committed the foul on Rodrigo, that the referee has given Leeds the free kick, despite the fact that Fabinho seems to have come off worse. In fact, looking at it, I mean, he was caught in a bit of a sandwich between Canate and Fabinho there, Rodrigo, but certainly he contacted the back of the head of Fabinho with his arm.
A little whack. You'll be fine.
Getting back to his feet over on the far side. Tomorrow night we've got commentary for you from Stamford Bridge, Chelsea against Real Madrid. And then on Wednesday we've got the second leg of Bayern Munich against Manchester City. Manchester City looking to get through to yet another Champions League semi-final. Is this going to be their year? Well, certainly they were so much better than Bayern Munich on last Tuesday night when we were at the Etihad Stadium, and it is going to be a fantastic evening live on TalkSport from Munich on Wednesday.
It would be a catastrophe, wouldn't it, for City?
Rodrigo into the centre, looking to centre the ball after a long ball down the left channel towards Aronson, but an easy catch by Alisson. Comes out, picks the ball up and sends Liverpool on the front foot. Yeah, it would be some collapse for Bayern Munich to get back in that game, but it is the Champions League.
Oh, Bayern Munich are one of the best teams in the world, and there's no doubt about that, but to actually push for 3 and not concede is nearly impossible against City.
Sinisterra trying to cut in field. Weston McKennie tidies up after a little deflection. Leeds on the attack here, switching it from the centre out to the right, looking for Harrison. Harrison will get it first time and loop it back into the box. Sinisterra coming in underneath it, but Canate flicks it away. Salah's brought it down on the edge of his own penalty area. Firpo stops it from clearing it. It goes out for a throw into Liverpool in the right full-back position. 0-0, 28 gone.
Just not sure there's enough belief from Leeds when you see them go forward. They are trying. There's a lack of belief in what they're doing.
Is it a lack of belief, or is it just a little bit more caution and patience?
Yeah, maybe a lack of quality. No, I mean when they get there, when they get in those good positions, that cross, that pass, you know, just a little bit fearful in the conviction of the cross or the shot, whatever it may be.
Liverpool haven't looked particularly forceful so far in the game. They've dominated possession, but they haven't really tested Meslier once yet.
No.
I'm a bit surprised that they didn't come out all guns blazing because of the statistic that Liverpool conceded 8 times in the opening 15 minutes of games this season.
I think he's probably thinking we conceded 5 at home to Palace. We've got to start again. We've got to actually build some confidence to stay in the game.
Yeah, because it was a little bit like a hot knife through butter during that second half. Here's Christensen trying to get the delivery from the right side, blocked by Robertson. It bounces out of play and away for a throw in midway between the edge of the penalty area and the corner flag wide on the right hand side.
And to be fair to him, as we sit here, it's worked for him. Yeah. You know, they haven't had possession, granted, but they're in the game.
Very much so. They have it on the right side on the attack with Aronson into Christensen, who flicks it to Harrison once again. His left-footed ball is met by Aronson towards the far post. He produces the cross, it goes over Rodrigo's head, almost ran through to Sinisterra and comes out on the far side. Lovely intricate football. Back to Rocker, edge of the box, left-footed drive. Well, he tried to volley that first time, and it was always going to be a difficult chance. Got too much air underneath it, and it went over the top of the crossbar. But that was good football from Leeds.
So much good in that move, wasn't it? In off the right-hand side from Harrison into McKennie, flick round the corner. Aronson just gets a nudge from Virgil van Dijk as he tries to shoot, but the ball eventually comes to Rocker, but that's the little bit off balance, leaning back, no belief in the shot, no conviction. They're the moments in games when you have those chances, somebody who's just got the ability and the belief in themselves to go bam, put it in the corner, hit the target at least.
Scarfs being twirled above the heads of the Leeds United fans as they try to encourage their team, a team that have the second worst defence in the league. Leeds, who did have a really good first half against Crystal Palace, they had 7 shots on target in the first half, the most that Opta has recorded on target for a Leeds game in a league game since 2013. Overall they had 11 shots, 6 of them in the first 13 minutes and then just 1 after the 40th minute. Here comes Jota, who hasn't scored for a while, trying to jink his way through to the edge of the penalty area. It's blocked by Koch and then cleared away by Meslier. And Leeds have it once again without being really damaged away to our left-hand side.
I mean, to be fair, he's just run into him. He doesn't have to move. It's a good decision.
Christensen can't control the ball, slides off his thigh and goes out of play, quickly tossed in by Robertson, then played down the left for Diogo Jota. Jota flicks it through his own heels, gets to the edge of the area, right-footed cross, looking for Gakpo, just a little bit too high for the Netherlands international, and it drops into the arms of the 6'6" young goalkeeper.
Well, he should be grateful because he's just tried another really difficult pass out wide to the fullback over Curtis Jones' head to try and put it in the path of Christensen, who at his neck. I mean, he's not Edison. He doesn't need to try and think he is. Just play percentages and keep your team in the game.
Henderson nicks it round the corner to Trent Alexander-Arnold. Into the centre circle, Liverpool looking to build. They give it to Jones, then Van Dijk, and then Robertson left side on the halfway line. Infield it goes to Jota through the legs of Weston McKennie. Out wide to Jones. Jones turns it back to Robertson, who hoists the ball into the sky, but it's not a very accurate pass to Henderson, who has to take a few steps backwards to get it under control. Gives it to Alexander-Arnold, then back out wide to Henderson, centrally to Van Dijk. All the football being played in the Leeds half of the field again. Henderson, Alexander-Arnold, wide right this time, a couple of steps in from the right touchline in front of the first row, very tight to the pitch, the stands here at Elland Road. Out wide it goes to Robertson. Robertson with the ball round the corner looking for Jota. Intervention from McKennie. Christensen will get it away, and then it's cleared upfield, but it's going to come straight back again. Van Dijk to Fabinho, into Jones centrally. Plays it square to Henderson, gets it back, lends it back out to Salah this time, looks for the return as Salah continues his run. Jones went down the right touchline, but they go infield to Trent Alexander-Arnold, then further on to Van Dijk, who just almost lost the ball as he took it under control. Liverpool just need to move the ball with a little bit more tempo and speed, especially when they get into the wide areas. Here's Trent Alexander-Arnold poking it forward into the path of Jota, who slips as he goes to try and get on the end of that ball, and it just drifts behind and away for a goal kick away to our left. TalkSport, Leeds United 0, Liverpool 0. One of 60 live commentaries on the network during April. What a busy end to the season we've got for you. April's good, May could be even better. And I was just looking at the first week in May. I think we've got a game on Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Thursday night, Friday night. Not bad.
You're a busy man.
Hey, not just me. There's all of us. I think Danny's going to be involved in a few of those.
Yeah.
Adrian and I are going to buy a camper van and go up and down the country. He's going to do the cooking.
It's only one bedroom though.
That's all right.
One bed.
Nice cuddle. Save on the heating bill. Yeah. Up towards the edge of the 18-yard box. We'll look to try and play it out towards the left-hand side. We'll take you with us as well if you want.
Can't concentrate on the football now. You start talking about that.
Christensen into McKennie. Oh no, you fancy?
No, do you know what? Sounds like good fun. Camper van, few beers.
Yeah, we'll have fun. Don't worry. We'll always have fun. That's what it's about. Live football, bit of fun. That's TalkSport. 10 minutes to go before half-time. And here's Christensen on the ball for Leeds United. Up down the right-hand side looking for Aronson. Away by Van Dijk. Prodded back by Weston McKennie, and it's loose now on halfway, and Alexander-Arnold's going to get there first, but his ball is inaccurate. Firpo's going to take over. He's going to win it back, Alexander-Arnold, and now he's found Salah, who sends it down the right. Alexander-Arnold slipping across to Gakpo, and in front of an empty net, Gakpo touches it home, and Liverpool go in front. Accusations of offside. I think Mark Rocker wants a foul, but the referee is not going to give it just yet, and Liverpool are celebrating, scoring the opening goal. It's a rare, bright moment for them on the road, and there's not been many of those, but Trent Alexander-Arnold has set up Cody Gakpo, and Liverpool think they're ahead.
Ooh. Yeah, it's handball.
It's not going to be handball because it's not the next direct action that leads to a goal. So, I mean, that happened way in the build-up to it, and it was accidental.
Don't know if it was.
Well, unless the referee deems it, or the VAR, who is sitting and watching back in Stockley Park, Tony Harrington believes that was a deliberate attempt to play the ball forward by the elbow of Trent Alexander-Arnold. This goal's going to count.
Well, it's been coming, irrelevant of the contentious issue around it. You give up possession for that long in any game and you're done. They will find a way.
VAR, no check at all. Off and underway, and Liverpool are in front, and the goal from Cody Gakpo is the one that puts Liverpool in front in the game. It's only his 5th goal. His last goal was a double against Manchester United. He's played in all 17 games since his debut. You think it's quite contentious, don't you?
I think they're lucky to get away with that, yeah. I think it's a handball from Trent. I don't know why. Maybe VAR can't look that far back. I don't know the exact wording when you were explaining, and I was listening, but it wasn't going in. Well, it was handball, wasn't it?
If the player who scores the goal touches it just before he puts it in, then they will say it was handball.
But in the middle of the park, in the middle of the pitch, if there's no goal involved, and you try and play it past someone and it hits your arm like that, it's handball, isn't it?
Yep. That was handball just then. Gakpo's played it down the right side. They spotted that one, giving away a free kick. And it's going to be a free kick in the midpoint of the Leeds United half. The difference here is that once the referee has said play on, in order to overturn it, then the VAR has to think there was a deliberate attempt by Trent Alexander-Arnold to play it, because accidental handball in that zone is not going to be penalised. It would have to be in a deliberate attempt to play the ball.
Well, I just think
if the referee
for me, it's the build up to a goal. It's handball. But anyway,
we can't go by Danny Murphy's laws. Murphy's law is not applicable on this occasion.
No, that's true. That's fair. Well, the law's an ass then, isn't it?
You're not going to get any arguments off many people for that.
No, that's true.
Ball is on the right side. 37 play. TalkSport 1-0 to Liverpool on the road at Ellen Road. And Trent Alexander-Arnold has had a role in the goal. It's another assist for him. Hasn't had too many this season. That's only his 4th Premier League assist of the campaign. Ball has been won back by Liverpool centrally. Gakpo, the goal scorer, plays it wide towards the right. Salah has it, moves it up towards the edge of the penalty area. He comes infield, plays it to Henderson. Henderson chips it forward into the right corner of the 18-yard box away to our left, and then Aronson looks to bring it clear as Leeds manages to get it out from under their feet. Rodrigo skips past Trent Alexander-Arnold, plays it out to Aronson, who's tied to the touchline, now in Liverpool territory. Leeds turning defence into attack here. Need a bit more bodies going forward with a bit more conviction and more energy as Weston McKennie tries to turn on the ball and gets dispossessed, and now it's 3-on-3. Liverpool coming forward as they've turned it over with Jota out towards the left, and Salah the first time striking to the net past the ailing Meslier, who was caught off guard, and Liverpool have struck in double quick time to put themselves 2 in front. A turnover on halfway, a quick attack from Liverpool, and a lightning quick turn and finish from Mo Salah, who scores once again goal number 24 of the season. He loves playing against Leeds United. It's his 8th goal in 6 Premier League appearances against them. The red flares go off. Liverpool have gone off. It's Leeds 0, Liverpool 2.
Well, Jurgen Klopp's ecstatic with Diogo Jota because he sprints back in, nicks the ball off Weston McKennie, and then they're away. Can he find the right pass? He's going down the middle, 3v3. He plays it into Salah. I think the keeper's got to do better, really. He's getting done at his near post.
Well, he has the most goals conceded of any Premier League goalkeeper, Ilyan Meslier. His XG prevented is the 2nd worst of any goalkeeper this season. He had a very good first season with Leeds United, and there is talent in that goalkeeper. I think we've seen that, but this season it has been more difficult for him.
It's a good finish, don't get me wrong, and it's right in the near post, but you can't be getting, but it's gone in easily. The other thing is, I think it was Struijk. Got to do better. Can't get there. Too slow. Can't get there.
Well, Leeds United have got a fight on their hands now, because this could turn out to be quite an ugly defeat if they allow this game to keep going the way it's going at this moment in time.
Well, sometimes you reap what you sow. When you've set up a team, yes, they lost the last home game, but you've set up on a Monday under the lights here at Ellen Road, you've set up a team to sit back in your own half against a side that can't win on the road. You're asking for trouble. You're asking for trouble. You're open for a 1 in a million breakaway to go and score a goal. Again, and Liverpool having 75% possession with people like Salah on the pitch and Jota on the pitch, and you think you're going to keep a clean sheet. It's nearly impossible.
You're listening to Leeds 0, Liverpool 2 on TalkSport with Car Finance 24/7. Search Car Finance 24/7 today. How can Leeds get back into this game? That is the eternal question, which Javi Gracia will be mulling over. Remember, up until just a few minutes ago, Liverpool were being held by Leeds at 0-0, and there was all to play for.
It was
very quickly. It turned.
It was coming. It looked so easy and effortless to get in the final third, and then you're just talking about the final pass, the best run. It was coming. I felt like it was going to come.
But it was their first 2 shots on target.
Yeah, yeah, it was, and I get that. But when I just think they were so easily getting forward.
Rodrigo into Aronson, who tries to skip away from Fabinho. That was late from Fabinho on Aronson. That's going to be a free kick. 15 yards outside the penalty area, shade left of centre. Aronson seemed to be hurt by that. It was a strong tackle, but nothing more than that, and that's a yellow card for Fabinho.
Yep, probably the right decision.
It's amazing because he never seems to get a yellow card for Fabinho. He always gets 1 or 2 free ones and then manages to talk his way out of it.
It's that sweet and innocent face he's got.
Little glint in the eye. Well, a goal back now for Leeds United from a set piece would be something to give them a little bit more encouragement going into the second half, but most of their hopes and fears have been realised in the opening 40 minutes. They sat off Liverpool, allowed Liverpool to play. Liverpool played their way into the game, turned the ball over for the second goal, and now it's 2-0. Roca deep towards the far post, dreadful ball towards the far post, and they're so lucky that Fabinho decided just to kick it out of play, because they could have just left that and it would have gone out for a goal.
Yeah, at least I understand your point, but there was a bit of thought behind it. They were trying to make an overload on the back of 2v1. He just didn't quite play in the right area, but at least there was some thought behind it.
Here's the corner on the near side, and is that Mark Roca who's going to come across to circuit, places the ball in the quadrant, and the ball just disappears, and Roca disappears behind the post that is obscuring the view. In towards the near post it goes, a poor flat delivery, which is away by Robertson. Then there's an air kick by Sinistera, but the ball eventually comes out to the right side, and across goes Andrew Robertson and kicks it into the Liverpool fans, and away for a throw-in down by the corner flag for Leeds United. 3 minutes to go before half-time. Leeds behind by 2-0. The goals coming from Cody Gakpo, Mo Salah, 2 of the front 3 scoring for Liverpool, but the second goal very much down to Diogo Jota. The Liverpool fans just tossed that ball that was cleared away by Robertson onto the pitch, with Leeds having a promising attack. There's a bit of a tactical intervention from the Liverpool fans, and the Leeds fans aren't happy about it. They've got to give an uncontested drop ball after this, and it does sort of ruin the momentum for Leeds. Christensen's going to keep it in the right corner. Goes back to Harrison, who immediately is surrounded by red shirts. Christensen tries to turn it over, does well, pokes it down the right side, but Aronson is behind the ball, away by Robertson. Comes out to Jota, and a tackle goes flying in from Koch, and it goes out for a throw-in down in front of the Liverpool fans away to our right-hand side. You were a Liverpool fan back in the day, used to follow them home and away. I'm sure you would have been down there with your hood up, throwing that ball back on to disrupt the proceedings. Sounds like a Murphy intervention, that.
No, when I used to go away games, on the few away games I did go when I was younger, I was just in awe. I wasn't a little scallywag. Just buzzing to see the lads, you know.
Yeah. Those nights, I think, when you go away for the first time, are the ones that really hit you, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
Here is Pascal Strike striding forward. He's run into a bit of traffic, given the ball away. Over on the right side, it's collected by Salah into the right corner, Henderson, and then they just go backwards rather than forwards, and then it's picked up by Alexander-Arnold, and then Salah, then Alexander-Arnold again. Klopp wants it played out towards his near side, but there's a bit more space for Robertson. Van Dijk's picked it up. We're into the final 30 seconds of the first 45 minutes on TalkSport. Liverpool can't move up or down the table, no matter what happens tonight. Here is Robertson, out to Diogo Jota, Gakpo, Jota, all very tight in the Leeds half.
I think Leeds are going to have a change of mindset towards this game, and also probably a tweak of formation. This 4-4-1-1 isn't working for them. It's so basic, it's so easy for Liverpool to play around. And the intensity of Leeds winning the ball back ain't there.
Which is what they're usually famed for.
Yeah, I understand sometimes. I do get sometimes why you decide to sit off and try and play a different style, but not against a side who's struggling so much for confidence on the road. And when you've got this home crowd behind you, at least for 10 or 15 minutes, give it a go. Try and get on the front foot and cause them a problem. Then you can drop off after.
Leeds fans going absolutely mad about the first goal. Trent Alexander-Arnold's handball. If you want to moan about it, 03717 223344. The sports bar open for business tonight with Jamie and Jason Cundy. That's straight after we finish here on game night. We've got a full second half to come. Can Leeds find a way of getting back into it? They were rubbish in the second half, conceded 5 goals in the game against Crystal Palace last Sunday. Maybe they can turn the tables and become the aggressors and put Liverpool to the sword in the second half. You never know.
At the moment it's flat. There's a lethargy about them, no intensity.
It's gone quiet in here as well, hasn't it?
The only thing they can take out from is West Ham's game against Arsenal, where it looked there that there was going to be a capitulation and a cricket score.
Yep.
And somehow West Ham found it within themselves to have a moment in the game where it turned it momentum on its head. And they need something like that.
Yeah. As Roy Hodgson said on White and Jordan this morning, you know, sometimes the games that look as if they're going to go one way on paper are harder than you think. Every game in the Premier League has a test. Here is, they also gave you a name check, obviously. The boos from the Leeds fans as we approach half-time, because they're just sitting off Liverpool, allowing them to play the ball on halfway. They've come further down the left-hand side now as we go into the second of 2 added minutes at the end of the first half. Alexander-Arnold gets it back to Konate. Craig Pawson checks his watch for a second time. We're nearly up to that 2 minutes that have been added, and eventually he blows his whistle. Now listen to this. Well, according to Opta's supercomputer, the defeat to Crystal Palace doubled Leeds' chances of being relegated. I wonder what that first half will do. It's been a good first half for Liverpool, but then in the end, Leeds were so passive they didn't have to do much to get in front. A goal from Gakpo, hotly contested. Salah's goal, made by the high press and the energy of Diogo Jota, means that at the break it's Leeds 0, Liverpool 2. Yeah, we're underway at the start of the second half. Leeds United have got to come back from behind by 2 goals to 0 to get anything from this game, but Liverpool will be pleased to know that 61% of all the goals that Leeds concede come in the second half of matches. And more worrying, Danny Murphy, for Leeds United is that there is a bit of a trend going on of Leeds United conceding goals in quick succession, where games fall away from them very, very smartly. And I think you're of the opinion that at 2-0 it's going to be very difficult for them to get back into it.
Yeah, although these oh dear, what a poor pass that is.
Well, Aronson just had the opportunity to spray it out to Harrison on the far side. Leeds have continued their attack with Sinistera, edge of the area, right side onto Christensen, whose ball into the box hits the back of Andy Robertson. There's half-hearted appeals for handball, and it goes out over on the far side. They've started with a bit of tempo. White shirts, white shorts, white socks attacking the goal away to our left. Liverpool all in red. The referee is just checking for handball with the VAR here, and play on is the call. Ball goes back towards Harrison, towards the edge of the area. Poor ball back to Weston McKennie, who's got it back again. Infield it goes. McKennie's cross in towards Rodrigo, and Konate is there to clear it away from the edge of the 6-yard box towards the far side. Christensen again, then into the edge of the box, and it comes to Rocker, who loops it forward. Poor ball, headed away by Van Dijk. But Leeds trying to be a little bit more aggressive at the start of the second half. They probably should have started like this in the first 45 minutes.
Well, the only way you can be aggressive if the team pushes up, and that means the back players as well, which will leave them vulnerable to the one in behind. But it's what's the point of sitting on the 2-0? They have to go for it. But they should have done it. Oh, here we go.
And in they are, down the right side. Sinistera trying to clip it past the goalkeeper and into the net. Mistake by Liverpool. And Luis Sinistera gets the second half off to a perfect start. And now Ellen Road is rocking. Liverpool make a mistake. Leeds capitalise 2 minutes into the second 45. Liverpool looking bemused. Leeds relieved that they're back in the game, Danny Murphy.
Well, what did we say? We saw Thomas Partey give the ball away for Arsenal when they're cruising 2-0, and the goal changed that game. Same here, Konate, comfortable possession, gets robbed, and what a beautiful little dink with the one-on-one from Sinister. He's bearing down on Alisson. He waits for him to fall and he dinks him beautifully. Nice calm finish, wasn't it, from the left winger? Well played, young man. What a mistake from Konate though, just what you don't need. Give this crowd something to cheer about. Interesting to see if Leeds stay on that front foot or drop off again.
Canate was right on the right edge of the penalty area when he just got caught napping, and Sinistera put him under pressure, won it back, and then approached the goalkeeper Alisson from a central position and then just clipped it beautifully over the top of the Brazilian, and it rippled the back of the net, and it's now Leeds 1, Liverpool 2. And that came from pressing high up the pitch, something they didn't do in the first half, and they're doing it now, and Harrison is shutting down Van Dijk, and now the blood is up amongst the natives. They're all on their feet.
Great pressing, but why are you playing out from the back, Liverpool? You've just conceded, you're away at Ellen Road. How thick are these players sometimes on the pitch? I'm watching, oh my God. Go long, get the ball up. You've got this crowd going, you've got them pressing you 100 miles an hour. Kick it long, man. How difficult is it? My God.
Leeds with Melier in goal. The back four of Christensen, Cox, Struijk and Firpo. McKennie and Rocker are the holders. Harrison and Sinistera, the goal scorer behind Rodrigo in attack. Liverpool with Alisson in goal. Alexander-Arnold, Canate, Van Dijk and Robertson. And then Henderson, Fabinho and Jones behind Salah, Gakpo and Jota. 2-1 Liverpool. But this game was over at half-time. I mean, literally, we went downstairs into the press room, had a chat with one or two people, eyes rolling into the back of their heads, lots of conversations about handball, not handball, and now all of a sudden, Leeds are back in the game. Everyone's forgotten about Trent Alexander-Arnold's left elbow.
Yeah, they are, but they're back in the game because Canate's poor concentration and ability to switch back on after going in thinking game's won.
Yep.
We saw it yesterday. Players controlling football matches and they drop into a comfort zone where they think this is too easy, but it's Premier League.
Nothing's too easy. Roy Hodgson said that on White and Jordan this morning.
We are aligned.
Yes, you are, aren't you?
Yes.
Yeah. You wouldn't mind getting a camp of hand with him, would you? Not at all. Here is Van Dijk at the heart of the Liverpool defence, plays it out wide towards the right. Mo Salah now on the touchline on this near side, tries to sweep it down into the right corner, goes out of play off a Leeds player and out for a throw-in to Liverpool. Away from home, 2-0, they were leading at half-time, it's now 2-1, in fact those goals coming within less than 120 seconds of the restart. It was a very quick start by Leeds United, who did come out with a little bit of extra energy.
Well, you'd hope so, wouldn't you?
Well,
after that first half performance. I'll tell you, while I'm ranting,
okay,
how many supporters coming back late from half-time? They pay a fortune to come and watch the team. 5 minutes later, just because they want a pie or a sausage roll, they miss a goal.
Here is Jota inside the area at the other end, being manhandled by Christensen. He turns and fires the ball across the ground, but it's not a great contact from Jota, and it goes out of play wide of the goal away to our right-hand side. There was actually a jerk chicken patty available as well.
Oh, whatever it was. You've got to be a jerk to miss a minute of football when you're coming to the football, ain't you? To watch your team play.
Missed the goal as well, didn't
exactly. Do you know what, when I used to go to match with my dad, he was the worst for it. Take forever, go to the toilet, get himself a drink, and I'd be pulling on his, come on, we're going to miss a minute, we're going to miss. I don't understand it. Anyway.
Yeah. We're back in play here. We didn't miss a moment of it. We brought it to you all here on TalkSport, where the match that matters is always going to be on your radio with us over the course of the next few weeks and months as the season comes to its conclusion. Lovely touch by Jones, and he's got space to release Jota to the edge of the area. Goalkeeper comes out. Jota appreciates the pass and fires the ball into the net beyond the advancing Melier, and that renaissance didn't last very long. 32 games without a goal for Diogo Jota. That run has come to an end with a blinding finish from the edge of the box after a terrific little swivel and hit from Curtis Jones into the path of Diogo Jota.
Well, it's absolutely pathetic from Struijk. Mistimes the tackle, lets it go through him, and I would even go as far as to say the goalkeeper, he doesn't come out when he should, and he backs off. He'd split decision, he doesn't go when he could. Makes it too easy for Jota. He could have come, he stopped. Two bad mistakes. I think the goalkeeper's got to do better again. He's out too slow.
It was a really good finish.
It was, but when you watch it back, he could have made it there if he'd have stepped out quicker.
Harrison racing down the right touchline. Goals flying in now, and tackles flying in as well. McKennie back out wide to Harrison. Harrison can't get hold of that, and it goes out of play. I mean, how dispiriting is that for Javi Gracia?
Well, if you've got a centre half who can't commit to a clearance or a tackle, and it goes through him like he's not there from a throw-in, what chance have you got? What chance have you got? It's just, I mean, schoolboy stuff.
TalkSport live at the home of Leeds United, Ellen Road, and Liverpool lead by 3-1. Liverpool's away form is so bad that you can never really bank on them coming away with 3 points until they're in the bag. But they're in a great position to get 3 points now as Jones is fouled over on the far side. Liverpool have statistically been the 10th best team in the Premier League in 2023. That's not a great achievement for them. And when I spoke to Jurgen Klopp after the Chelsea match, he admitted he was surprised about how long it had taken to turn the tide. They've lost 8 of 18 games in 2023. And that is why Leeds should have tried to go at them a little bit earlier and try and expose those vulnerabilities. Jones has been doing his shoelaces up for a couple of minutes and eventually gets back to his feet. And the end of the Leeds boos culminate with the restart of the game. A couple of substitutes warming up for Liverpool and also for Leeds United. Need a little bit more injection of pace and quality at the top end of the field. Willy Gnonto available on the bench for Javi Gracia. Jorginho Rutter. Asensio Somerville scored the winner in the game between these two earlier in the season. Here is Henderson. Tries to play it back into Alexander-Arnold. There's space on the left for Sinisterra, who takes the ball toward the edge of the 18-yard box. It's played on to Firpo. Firpo trying to skip beyond Konate's tackle. This time is much, much better. And then he smashes it out towards the near side, and it's a throw-in. Now, Konate's gone down, saying that he was fouled.
He's fine.
And the referee has said play on, and then he stopped the game because Konate now says he needs treatment. The Leeds fans aren't happy about that. They think it's a delaying tactic.
Well, it is, and the referee should know better, but he's not the best, so I understand why he's making mistakes, because he does them most weeks. But anyway, great doubling down the left side from Firpo and Sinisterra. Overload on Kanai, but Kanate's pace and recovery got him out of it. Should have gone in. He had the chance to put the cross in.
Even the referee's getting it from Murphy. No one is escaping the eye.
Play on. He'd have got up if he'd have played on. He didn't need to add fuel to it. It was nothing challenge.
Alexander-Arnold kicks it clear over the halfway line. Back it comes through Rocker, and he tries to scoop it forward out to Harrison, but Robertson's got hold of it and he sent it over the back of the Leeds defence. And there is Salah, who sends it over the top of the keeper. It's headed behind by Robin Koch, who got back on the line to head it away and out of play, but the offside flag does belatedly go up, and it's going to be a free kick on the edge of the box. You shouted keeper, why?
Watch it. Well, he's too far. His position, he's too close to his goal. You don't see any goalkeeper that close to his goal when the ball's played over the top. In fact, his opposite number tonight is the best, probably one of the best in the world at playing the sweeper keeper and being there when those balls come over that high line. He's too deep. He was in no man's land by the time the ball went over the top of the defender's head. Goal, he could have been higher. Yeah. It's something he's going to have to learn and work on, but it's a real problem for Leeds defence, because the ball goes over the top and he's too far, he's too close to his goal. Is that confidence? A little bit, yeah. 2-1. You're listening to TalkSport. 3-1, sorry. You're listening to TalkSport. Liverpool leading by 3-1. The goals coming very quickly after half-time for Leeds, and then another one for Liverpool. Jota scoring after 53 minutes, just 6 minutes after Leeds had given themselves a chance in the game. Aronson looking to try and give themselves a chance once again. Breaks down the left and plays it into Sinisterra, the Colombian, who takes on Van Dijk. Doesn't manage to get beyond him, sets it back and gives it to Rocker, whose cross is deep. It's away by Robertson, then as far as Aronson, who shoots from the edge of the area towards the far corner. Wasn't too far away, hits the stanchion behind the goal and goes into the Don Revie stand. It was beautifully set up for him. It just popped up off the turf and he volleyed it goalwards, and he managed to keep it under control as well. It wasn't too far away,
and it just hit the top of the angle of the crossbar, not the stanchion.
But when you're down there, those things don't go for you. It was a great effort from Aaron Harrison. The first time we've seen him really as an attacking force. Decided to have a shot from 23, 25 yards, and it was a brilliant effort. Unlucky.
58 on the clock. Leeds 1, Liverpool 3. Talk Sport live. Ball turned over on halfway. Again, discontent from the Leeds fan as Gakpo drags Liverpool upfield. There's a foul on him by Firpo. He'd actually overrun it there, Cody Gakpo, inviting the challenge from Firpo, and he was out of control. Firpo.
He was only out of control. He was out of control, Gakpo, because he got pushed in the back by, I think it's Roca. Yeah, and then he falls into Firpo, but Roca struggles when he's trying to get back into those positions to help his defence. He's not the quickest.
It's so late from Firpo.
Yeah.
I mean, he was just so out of control when he came running towards Gakpo. He never looked like he was timing that challenge with precision and an ability to nudge it away from the Dutch striker. It has given a free kick away about 7, 8, maybe 9 yards away from the edge of the penalty area, and it's a bit of distance maybe to hit goal from here, but maybe they've looked at what they've seen from Meslier in the opening 59 minutes and think he's worth testing. Alexander-Arnold and Robertson are standing over it.
If that goes in, it would be an unbelievable strike from that far out. That's a long way.
Alexander-Arnold stands over it, steps up right footed, clips it over towards the far post, and Van Dijk is there to pop it into the centre, and it's dabbed in by Salah. Offside flag has gone up, but there was a moment of stunned silence inside Ellen Road. It will be checked by the VAR, but I must admit, the casualness with which Leeds defended that set piece was a real worry, because they were not to know that was offside, and it is millimetre tight.
Beautiful free kick, so inventive. I love that from Trent. A blind chop to the left-hand side of the box, and Virgil van Dijk has gone a fraction early.
Yeah, I think it is offside, isn't it? Just his head is just leaning beyond the... I
think it's going to be given, yeah.
They're just checking it with the crosshair lines.
And then he plays it across the goal, yeah, for a lovely tapping, a lovely touch, for a easy tapping from Salah. But yeah, he's just off.
But Leeds United, they concede so many goals from that sort of sloppy defending, don't they? You wouldn't be surprised if it was the count. It's taken a long time, by the way, for the check to take place from Stockley Park. I wonder if that's because of the outstretched arm at the far post.
Doesn't matter, his head's past the arm.
That's what it looks like on our monitors.
But no, that's what it is. It's a straight line. Why you need to... How can it take that long? You don't even need to draw a line.
Next season we're going to employ Danny Murphy.
Oh my God.
Instead of these cameras.
Oh, there you go.
They are going to add 8 new cameras apparently next season. They're discussing that.
What, at every stadium?
To see if they can get it more accurate, yeah. Offside has been now confirmed. Something we could have told you about 3 minutes ago, but we had to use the technology just to make sure it pays for itself.
Yeah.
We're supposed to be saving energy at the moment. Ball is out over on the far side. Leeds have kicked it clear. It's Leeds 1, Liverpool 3. And
do you know what's interesting? When that free kick, I just my feel of seeing the distance, thinking, you wouldn't try and hit that free kick and have a shot and bend it from where Trent is. Something's going to happen. It'd have to be a worldie to, and Leeds should have been thinking that way.
Especially seeing as Liverpool scored 12 goals from set pieces this season, and Leeds have been particularly bad at defending them. Here's Henderson dripping the ball towards the far side, away by Christensen, and picked up over on the far side by Jones, and now all of a sudden Liverpool are back in control. Fabinho, dead centre of the Leeds half of the field, coming forward with Van Dijk to the left, and Jones is a couple of steps in from the left touchline, midway inside Leeds territory. Fabinho drifting the ball over the top. Firpo is alert to it, watches the flight of the ball and guides it out towards the right side. Henderson into the area, looking for Salah, who's juggling with it, gets pushed away by Roca. No penalty, says the referee. Gakpo tries to win it back and then gives away a free kick. And it's a Leeds ball just in front of the 18-yard box, away to our right-hand side. Looks like Leeds are going to make a change here. Jorginho Ruter is travelling back down the touchline, so is Crescencio Somerville. Maybe that will be the first change that is made by Javi Gracia.
They need 3 or 4. Change the impetus and momentum of the game. Get some fresh legs out there. 1, 2, 3 or 4. If you've got the advantage of putting fresh legs on, you need legs in this Leeds team now to try and get back in.
Yet to score for Leeds United up until this point, Jorginho Ruter. Here is Harrison in the area, a little back heel towards Christensen, edge of the box, tackled by Jota, ball cleared away, and Christensen thought it was a foul. The referee said no, and the ball goes back out to the far side, and Robertson continues the attack, and he just curls the ball round Koch, gets into a crossing position, finds Gakpo, edge of the area, now Salah's free inside the area, that's 4. Mo Salah scores, Liverpool power away, and the team with nothing to lose let loose at Ellen Road. Brilliant counter-attack. Robertson had a huge part to play in that. His run round the back of Koch and then curling the ball to Cody Gakpo opened up the pitch for Mo Salah. He was free inside the box. It was nudged to the Egyptian and he curled it into the far corner, and the game has gone for Leeds now. It's Leeds 1, Liverpool 4.
Exquisite counter from Liverpool, great play from Robertson, using that burst down the left of energy and pace, and when it comes into Gakpo, takes a touch which he shouldn't be allowed to, finds the extra man on the right hand side, the overload they've made on the counter, and when it's rolled to Salah there with just the keeper to beat, never missing, tucks it away into the far corner. Game, set and match.
Just wondered for a minute there whether or not Cody Gakpo had some sort of Leeds magnet on his boots, because he seemed to draw every single white shirt inside the penalty area towards him, which meant that Mo Salah was left on his own inside the area.
Well, they had an overload. You know, Leeds trying to commit men forward, give it away on the edge of the box because of the poor quality, and then they get punished by a ruthless Liverpool side tonight.
Yeah, well, Liverpool haven't been as ruthless as they have been historically this season. They've missed 64 big chances over the course of the campaign. Salah's been guilty, Nunez has been guilty, but tonight he's got 2 goals, Mo Salah. He loves scoring against Leeds United. He is a regular scorer against them. It's his 9th goal in 6 Premier League appearances against the Whites. Here is Jones, there might be more to come. Slipped into Gakpo, edge of the area, almost gets beyond Mark Rocco, and he just about gets the challenge in. In fact, it was Pascal Strike who just about gets the challenge in. It goes back to Meslier.
Just watching this Leeds side for future weeks, he's got to get Berber back in the side quickly. Strauch is really struggling, and he's got to play 3 in the middle of the park, because playing 4-4-2 when you're fighting down the bottom and not many, I mean Rocker, I know Tyler Adams is out injured, but in the middle of the park with McKennie and Rocker, there's not enough legs to play 2, and when you haven't got superb legs in there, you need to play 3, but they're getting played through so easily as they did against Palace.
But it's almost now a situation of sort of saving yourself for next week, isn't it? Just trying to clog up and make sure it doesn't get any worse, because then getting back in this game, these changes that are happening now have come too late, really.
Yep.
Because the game now is gone for them.
Well, I mean, I was amazed there wasn't a change at half time, at least 2, because it was that poor. It was timid, lethargic, insipid, really. I expected a change in either personnel or formation.
Somerville and Ruter are on, and Rodrigo and Aronson have come off. Here is Rocker. He's got Somerville just in front of him to his right. Harrison. Rocker heads it back towards goal away to our left-hand side. It's cleared by Alexander-Arnold, who pops it out towards Jota left side. And Jota, whose run of games without a goal, a big relief for him that's come to an end tonight. Challenged that ball forward by...
He's offside, that's why. He came back from offside position and he thought if he challenged he'd get a flag.
The fans obviously hadn't spotted that, and they weren't happy about it either.
Well, they don't all have my eye for detail, do they?
Exactly, you know, they're not all Hawkeye like Merkel. Which is why they could have just saved all that money on VAR and just taken you to every Premier League ground. It would have been a lot easier, wouldn't it?
You don't need to go to every Premier League game. You just sit in an office, in a warm office in Stockley Park, and do it. Even easier.
With a sausage roll, then you wouldn't be late back from half time.
Exactly.
We solved all the ills tonight, haven't we, in one foul swoop. 68 gone. Oh, no, you're not sure. Liverpool leading by 4 goals to 1. Leeds with a corner. It's deep towards Koch at the far post and then headed away by Fabinho after it runs loose in the 6-yard area. Alexander-Arnold hoists it away. Sinistera tries to keep it alive, and here come the red arrows. Jones picking the ball up through the centre circle. Salah going through the middle on the right. He played out towards Jota and he didn't get hold of that. And even Jurgen Klopp's a little bit confused how has it ended up in Leeds possession, and then Meslier gets it inside the area and just dumps it out of play on the far side.
It's been interesting watching Klopp from where we are when the goals have gone in. He really has been passionately celebrating. I find that a little bit strange considering where they're sat in the league.
He always does though, doesn't he?
I know, but sometimes you think, okay.
Danny even celebrated a penalty which wasn't converted last week.
I remember that, yeah. That was funny, wasn't it? Not funny that he missed, but funny that he celebrated thinking he'd gone in.
4-1 Liverpool. You're listening to TalkSport Game Night on Monday night. On TalkSport with Now Sports. Don't forget that with Now Sports you can stream all the Sky Sports action like Leeds versus Liverpool live right now for $11.99. No contract. Search Now Sports. Here is Robertson into Alexander-Arnold. He's having a great evening in that middle area of the pitch, isn't he? Wandering in from right back. He's getting lots of touches on the ball. That's what he likes. He's already created one goal for Liverpool this evening.
I tell you what, I'm surprised just looking at the bench. Liam Cooper's on there as well as Verba. I know Verba's been injured, but Liam Cooper
doesn't fancy him.
But he fancies Stroud.
He hasn't included him at all since he became the manager in terms of from the start. And I think that's the general consensus, and I think that's one of the problems that they've got out there. They haven't got a leader. Ayling was taken out of the team today. A lot of the worry amongst the Leeds contingent I was speaking to earlier was, in that situation you haven't got a talker at the back who's going to be issuing instructions and revving people up. Ayling does that, Cooper does that. For whatever reason, I mean, he hasn't been selected much at all under Javi Gracia. Ball is out on this near side, and
credit the Leeds fans, Sam, isn't it? Because I've been at many. I could think of a few stadiums at 4-1 down where they'd be emptying.
Yeah, well, they're all still here,
and that's what I mean.
There's still 20 minutes to go though, and then maybe they think if their team were to get another goal, then there might be a route back in with this porous Liverpool defence. And over the course of the season they have conceded far too many goals on their travels. Harrison trying to get them moving. Sinistera takes it on down the left side. He cuts in past Salah. Salah sticks to his task, and there's a bit of a space for Rasmus Christensen right side. He gets the ball onto Somerville inside the area. Van Dijk snuffs out the attack. Christensen's got it back again, and now Kopp in midway inside opposition territory. Looks up, plays it down the right. Collected now by Somerville, who wanders into the area. Goes on the outside, tries to pull it through the box. Slide tackle puts it out for a corner. Robertson gets in front of the aggressor Somerville, and then the flag goes up over on the far side. It's going to be is it goal kick or is it going to be offside? It's going to be a goal kick, and there's a blatant corner. I mean, it is like literally the most blatant corner you've seen all night. I don't understand. I mean, how's he
can obviously see it. He's 50 yards away.
Richard West, the assistant on the far side, is not that far away.
No, what I mean is he's miles away. How can he see that? Just let you go off the player's reaction, don't you, if you can't see? He's just guessed.
It was a blatant corner kick which Leeds didn't get. Here is Henderson into Salah, right side. Liverpool looking to add to their 4 goals that they've already got tonight. Oh dear, what's Kopp doing? There's space for Gakpo, then on to Jota, left side, approaching the area, and he's blazed it over the top of the crossbar, and Leeds get a bit of a let off.
I thought Gakpo was going to go himself there. He makes a good run, just on the line, the borderline of offside. Decides to play in Jota, who goes on his weak foot and just takes a heavy touch, the left-hand side of the box, trying to drill it to the far corner, just gets under it.
Just explain to me what the thought process there was for Robin Kopp, because he's alongside Gakpo, and then as the ball comes forward with Henderson, he decides to just move off him, come forward, and that leaves the space for Gakpo to pick up a loose ball. The other defender, the right back Christensen, has to come across, therefore leaving Jota free on the edge of the area, and then the ball can be played into his feet.
Well, it's a confused state he's in. They're getting run ragged a bit, so he doesn't know whether to try and play offside, drop off. I mean, that's where you work on a training ground. You always have the same philosophy. If you're a back four, your 2 centre-halves would generally say, if you're not sure, you drop off. Very simple. They're caught between a rock and a hard place at the moment.
Alexander-Arnold into Jones, dead centre of the Leeds half. Wide it goes now. 18 minutes to go. 4-1 to Liverpool. Leeds having yet another meltdown at home. They lost 5-1 in their last home game. They're losing 4-1 here. It could get worse. Salah.
It will get worse. They're all over the place.
Henderson, right side. Fabinho. He's got Gakpo to Amat in the centre. Wait till Luis Diaz comes on. Henderson in towards the edge of the box. It comes to Jota, right-footed shot in off the inside of the post. Brilliant goal, fantastic finish from the edge of the 18-yard box from Jota. But listen to the boos from the Leeds United fans. It's been coming. They've capitulated at home again, and now Ellen Road starts to empty. It's like looking at a bath and the sink and filled with water and the plug coming out.
The bath and the sink at the same time.
Well, not at the same time.
Brilliant.
But you get the idea. The whole place is emptying, and Leeds United are 5-1 behind at home, and Diogo Jota.
Well, you don't need to be Mystic Meg to predict there was more goals coming, because there's no structure. And the thing that worries me the most is the lack of fight and athleticism in it. It might be fitness. I'm not saying the players don't care, of course they do. But there's not enough legs and fitness in them. Can't get around the pitch.
I can't believe you interrupted my analogy before I'd finished.
Well, because I saved you.
You didn't save me. I was about to say a bath or a sink. And
you didn't say or a sink.
I did.
Yeah, I know you didn't. We'll replay that back. It's like a bath and a sink. Doing what?
Have you not heard the one about the bath and the sink?
A bath or a sink would have made sense, actually.
You did, you just weren't listening. Leeds are drowning either way.
Oh.
Here on the right side is Harrison, into the penalty area, tries to clip the ball goalwards. It takes a deflection. This time a corner kick is given over on the far side. It's 5-1 to Liverpool. And we've still got 15 minutes to go, Danny.
The hardest thing for the managers moving forward is how to get some confidence back in this team, and how to play on and go after a game rather than play negatively like they have tonight.
Well, it doesn't bode well going forward, does it? As the ball's tossed back in from the corner kick, which was initially cleared, Alisson's picked it up and then he's fired it forward. And once again, there's not many Leeds players back as they do kick it forward, and Gakpo gets there unchallenged, and then it's swept forward by Jones, and Salah now takes it down and almost gets it away from strike. Doesn't quite happen for him, and it's into the arms of Meslier. And Leeds United going to make a late change here. Adam Forshaw about to come on and try and stiffen up a midfield which is getting overrun. They're getting overrun all over the park now. And the next game is against Fulham away from home. Fulham, who everyone thought were on the beach wearing their flip-flops, but have sprung back to life over the weekend. Then Leicester at home here live on TalkSport. That's going to be an incredibly important game. Here is Sinisterra, edge of the area, cutting in right-footed and ballooning the ball over the top of the crossbar. And then he's done something not particularly helpful. Is that a calf problem that has pinged as he's executed that shot? He's waved to the bench. He needs some help. He's on the floor. Off comes Sinisterra now, and Nonto is going to come on, and Forshaw's going to come on as well. Or is it cramp that he's got there? What's the problem?
Could be cramp. More than likely, because he has put a shift in, and there wasn't any contact. So yeah, probably cramp. Hopefully for him. So yeah.
Jack Harrison coming off as well. Fulham, Leicester, Bournemouth, Man City, Newcastle, West Ham and Tottenham.
Well, what they've got to believe is that they can still stay up irrelevant in this game, no matter what they lose, however much they lose by.
Can you imagine being a Leeds United player now, looking over to the bench and realising that
all the subs
Jurgen Klopp is about to bring on James Milner, Darwin Nunez, Roberto Firmino and Luis Diaz.
Just going back to the other point, you've got to believe that you can win games coming up against teams around you, but you've got to create a system and a tactical plan that gives you a chance. And tonight's didn't, and he's got to take some responsibility, the manager. Yes, some of the players have been absolutely below par, to put it nicely.
Here come Leeds. Nonto straight into the thick of the action, trying to get on the end of a right wing cross. There'll be Leeds fans that say if that first goal hadn't have gone in, things might have been different. Trent Alexander-Arnold definitely handballed it, but ultimately their performance since then has not been good enough.
Yeah. That's just to get out, because they've been passive for long periods in the game. They had a 5-10 minute spell in the second half because of a mistake from a Liverpool player, but overall their performance has been really poor. Here we go.
03717223344. Here comes Jota, moving towards the edge of the penalty area, and he gets beaten to it this time by Christensen, and it's cleared away on this near touchline. Clipped forward by Firpo. Nonto to chase. Ruter is going after it as well. He tries to get the better of Canate, and there was a bit of physicality there, but nothing much in terms of a Leeds attack. And those 4 substitutes waiting on the sidelines here for Liverpool to come onto the field of play. Leeds 1, Liverpool 4 on TalkSport with Car Finance 24/7. Says Car Finance 24/7 today. And Leeds United still with 11 minutes to go here, Danny, which is going to be a difficult 11 minutes to watch for these Leeds fans that have stayed in the ground. A lot of them still emptying the stadium.
Yeah, I think they're going to be confused, angry at their club's plight at the moment. Doesn't seem to be a way of playing, or even an attitude that they want to see players really fighting for the cause, getting stuck into people. All right, Liverpool are a quality side when they're at it, but some of the performances tonight have been really tepid, really lacklustre performance, disappointing. And that starts with the manager who decides on the tactics and picks the team.
The big problem is they're 16th in the table now, 29 points from 31 games, 2 more than Everton and Nottingham Forest, but their goal difference has taken a real battering tonight, and they did have a better goal difference than those around them. In the last 2 games, they've conceded 9 goals, so they've gone from a position where they're minus 11, minus 12 goals to now minus 19.
I think it's very difficult when you're down the bottom, and we saw this when Everton played Fulham at the weekend. I think it's very difficult to play a 4-4-2 and expect not to concede goals.
Just because of the sheer numerical advantage in midfield, especially with Trent wandering in from the right side. He's just lofted the ball to Gakpo.
Also, when you're down the bottom, if you're playing 4-4-2 and you're playing against technically superior teams with so-called better players on paper, they're going to dominate the ball, and it becomes so hard work. The only way really a 4-4-2 becomes beneficial is if you're stuck in your own half and the 2 forwards become midfielders, if you like, and drop in and leave the centre halves without the ball. The Leeds weren't doing that.
So here comes the changes for Liverpool. Luis Diaz is back. Cody Gakpo comes off. The Liverpool fans cheer the return of a hero who's been absent since October. Darwin Núñez also coming onto the field of play now to replace Mo Salah. The first 2 substitutions are complete. Jordan Henderson is coming off and James Milner is coming on. And the final substitution will be Roberto Firmino, who enters the fray at the expense of Diogo Jota, who's got his first goal after 32 Premier League appearances without them. There's not many Leeds fans now left to see the appearance of these 4 substitutes. A lot of them are going down the gangways and out into the car parks to nick off early and drown their sorrows maybe after what has been another difficult night. Listen, Liverpool can beat anybody on their day, but it's been the manner of the defeat which I think will stun Leeds fans as they look at their run-in and they see those big games with Leicester and Bournemouth to come. You know, they're not going to get anything from the Manchester City away trip, you wouldn't have thought. They've got Newcastle to come here, West Ham are fighting down there, and Tottenham Hotspur as well, who will be going for some form of European football by then.
Which players in a situation like tonight have showed up or at least tried to do the right things? That's what the manager's looking at. Who have I lost tonight? Who's disappeared on me? Who's tried to carry on doing the right thing? Who's low on confidence? Who needs to come out of this team and refresh it? I think he's got to seriously think about the keeper, changing him for the last few games. I know a lot of people think highly of him and he is going to be a talent, but at the moment he's clearly lacking in confidence.
Yeah, the backup is Joel Robles, who used to be at Wigan and Everton. Here is Somerville down the right-hand side, cutting in, trying to get beyond Robertson, comes to the edge of the area. Rocker with a strike from the edge of the box. Somerville thought that maybe he should have had a free kick. That didn't happen. And as it's driven towards goal, it's cleared away by Liverpool. It's currently Leeds 1, Liverpool 5, and for the latest odds you can head to Ladbrokes, where right now you can get Leeds 5-1 to score the next goal, Liverpool 29-10 to score next. That's all thanks to Ladbrokes. Play at ladbrokes.com, 18+, begambleaware.org. Alexander-Arnold wandering into midfield, back to Virgil van Dijk, and here is Ibrahima Konate. Liverpool quite happy to play the ball around amongst themselves. They scored a lot of goals this season, but it's skewed by two big victories, 9-0 over Bournemouth and 7 over Manchester United. They've scored another big one tonight, 5 on the scoreboard, and with 6.5 minutes to go they might well be in the mood to add to that tally. Looking at their situation in the Premier League, they can't go above anyone tonight, but they can just add a few goals to that goal difference. They're up to plus 19 now and 2 points behind Brighton and Hove Albion, having played a game more. 3 points behind Aston Villa, having played a game less, but now with a far superior goal difference. I think Liverpool really want to be in the Europa Conference League next season, but UEFA might quite like it.
Yeah, I think Europa League, although not ideal, would be fine, but Conference League, not where Liverpool want to be at all.
Well, at least tonight they have added 3 points to their total, which means that they are going to at least equal their lowest ever Premier League total of 16 points on the road, which they did in 1992-93. Definitely going to win tonight. Here's Robertson over on the far side. 6 minutes remaining. Darwin Nunez trying to get round the back of Rasmus Christensen. Goalkeeper's come out this time and met the ball and cleared it towards the far side. He is definitely going to concede more goals than any other goalkeeper on this showing. Here is Fabinho coming off the pitch to be replaced by Thiago for the final few minutes. And it's amazing really when you think about the quality of some of the players that Liverpool do have, that they have had such a problem in midfield. When you think you've got Fabinho and Thiago and Henderson, you've had Keita, who they bought in at great cost but never really kicked into gear for Liverpool.
No, I find it strange sometimes. I mean, yeah, giving Fabinho a rest, but your game's won 15 minutes ago. Bring Thiago on, give him a little run. You know, managers don't think about players at times and how they feel and the mentality, and how get him on for 20 minutes, make him feel part of it, get his legs going again in a competitive game.
Yeah, his fitness has been an issue, hasn't it?
Yeah, big time.
The most of his career, really.
Yes.
If you look back over the course of his statistics, you know he's never started more than 26 games in a league season, which is always a bit of a red flag, I think. 86 gone. It's Liverpool leading by 5 goals to 1. Remember, tomorrow morning Ali McCoist and Laura Woods back on breakfast tomorrow. I was chatting to the Leeds steward about them earlier on. They're avid listeners of TalkSport Breakfast. It's back tomorrow, and the former Chelsea manager Glenn Hoddle's going to be on the show. Tune in from 6 o'clock in the morning. You can get it on DAB Digital Radio or via our app, or if you want a bit of music, Chris Evans is on air from 6:30 on Virgin Radio, and you can get that via the Virgin Radio app, or just ask your smart speaker to play Virgin Radio. The ball is midway inside the Leeds United half of the field. It's 5-1 to Liverpool. It's played down the left by Robertson into Jones, and then back to Thiago. Thiago back to Van Dijk, and then Van Dijk across to Konate. The ball is out wide towards Luis Diaz, and Diaz goes infield. There's a push in the back on Milner, and Liverpool just going through the motions now. Danny, how difficult is this if you're a Leeds player at this stage of the season?
Very difficult. Game. Yeah, very difficult. Damage limitation. You just got to start thinking ahead, moving forward. The manager and his coaching staff have got to do their job now and really try and pick these players up and find a system that the players believe in and enjoy, because the last 2 weeks have destroyed some confidence, really have. They look tonight without their better players like Verba, like Cooper, Tyler Adams, they look like a championship side.
They look a little bit rudderless, don't they, as well, lacking leadership out on the field of play. Something we mentioned earlier as Thiago sweeps it out to the right-hand side, and Milner then delivers the ball towards the far post. It's swatted away by Meslier, who seems to be caught out by the flight. Jones has got it, goes down towards the byline, produces a cross. Firmino is there, takes a deflection off Firpo, goes behind and almost snuck in at the far post, but actually went out for a corner instead. And once again they looked a little bit all at sea inside that 18-yard box, Leeds United. 36,000 have turned up tonight to witness Leeds' latest home capitulation. And I don't think they'll be as generous the next time that Leeds play in this stadium. It will be live on TalkSport next week. We will be here for their game, a huge match, and the bottom of the table against Leicester City. Here in towards the near post is the corner. It's flicked away, only as far as Firmino, who turns around the corner, plays it through the 6-yard box, stabbed away by Meslier and out towards the far side. Well, Liverpool will still be 9 points in the top 4, having played the same number of games as Newcastle. Any chance, Danny?
I think it would be a near miracle to expect the teams at the top to capitulate so badly, and Liverpool would have to be perfect all the way in. And we've seen too many times false dawns. Liverpool have a brilliant performance, and then the next week they're going to go out and flatter to deceive and get a draw or a loss. So no, I think it's out of reach, the Champions League place.
It's amazing, really, bearing in mind they were Premier League runners up last season with 92 points. It was a 6th successive top 4 finish. They won't be achieving that, I don't think, this year. But Europe might still be in their grasp as they come forward with Alexander-Arnold onto Nunez in behind the defence, slips it past the goalkeeper, and it's 6 for Liverpool. A stunning 6th goal. Trent Alexander-Arnold once again delivering an assist over the top of the forlorn Leeds defence. A Leeds defence that has collapsed and capitulated for the 2nd home game in a row. They've conceded 11 in the last 2 home games here at Ellen Road, and Darwin Nunez has got his latest. He's finished off Leeds United with Liverpool 6 on the night. Terrific finish, but again, what has happened to that Leeds United defence?
Well, it's Christensen trying to play offside instead of tracking his runner. Nothing, no fault of the keeper there, that's for sure. He looks onside. What a ball from Trent. That's what you get if you play Trent in the middle of the park. The courage, the vision. I'll take a risk. I'll play a pass in behind because I've got runners. I'll make the mistake. Don't worry, give it to me. That's what you get. And I think he's onside by about an armpit and a half.
Well, they are measuring it once again, but we do have a better system than Hawkeye here with Danny Murphy in the stand.
Well, I'll tell you what it is. It's onside, so I'll get another one right without lines and computers.
Okay, they're drawing those lines on now. We're looking at the finish. It seems to be okay.
Oh!
You were right, Danny. Well done.
All with the naked eye, would you believe?
Look at that. Amazing how you've done that.
Yeah. Really difficult, weren't they? Wasted about 4 minutes getting those 2 decisions.
Well, interestingly, the VAR screen on the big screen actually disallowed the goal and put up Darwin Nunez over there. But it is 6-1. Well, we think it is. That's what the scoreboard says. And they did kick off from the centre circle, so it is 6-1. Here is Jones. Back in field it goes to Thiago. A little reverse ball into Diaz, and then
you'd think it's been a long time since Leeds have conceded 6 at Ellen Road.
Yeah. Here is Darwin Nunez out towards the near touchline. Gets it back and gives it to Konate.
See, that's where I teed you up and expected you to go, well, actually, it was 1983.
Well, my supercomputer is just going through. It's been such a long time. I'm only on 1983 at the moment, Danny. So I'm just going through the records.
Now, that was a tough question. I'll let you off on that one.
Here is Alexander-Arnold on this near side. And it's played out towards the right touchline, and James Milner back in field it goes to Alexander-Arnold, and then Van Dijk to Thiago, and Liverpool with 6 goals on the scoreboard and strikes for Nunez and Jota that are more than welcome. And when the front men are firing and Liverpool are in this sort of form, they're a match for anyone, and Trent Alexander-Arnold is pinging balls around the park once again, strutting his stuff, showing his wares, and Leeds have got no answer. They've been far too porous. It's been a very poor display defensively from Leeds United. Not the first time that we have said that. Here is the corner kick. You see Victor Orta, the sporting director, shaking his head up in the director's box, rubbing his head. It's already demonstrative, is Victor Orta, that a lot of what happens at Leeds United on the field of play is down to him. He selects the managers, he recruits the players.
Well, the recruitment, if they do go down, it's because of their recruitment. It's not been good enough. Their best 11's okay, but beneath that's poor.
Here is Robertson, time ticking away. It's a big defeat this for Leeds United. Biggest of the season at home, that's for sure. Here is Jones down the left side in towards Firmino. Little flick, comes back on the edge of the 6-yard box, and Robertson, when he felt he was fouled, the referee is not giving anything. It's going out of play on this near side. It's going to be a throw-in, but there was another warning. And, well, do you know what? I think Craig Pawson was just going to say delay it for a check, but then decided against it. Here is Diaz out to the left-hand side. It's Curtis Jones for Liverpool. Blocked this time from Christensen, and the ball spirals out over on the far side.
They're all wanting a goal, aren't they? You sense blood.
They all might get one unless this whistle goes in the next couple of seconds, because I'll tell you what, at this moment in time, they look dizzied. Leeds United. They look completely all over the place. And the boos at full time from those that are left are certainly going to ring around. 3 points at last for Liverpool. A first win in 6 for Jurgen Klopp. And Liverpool is a welcome one, especially on the road where points have been so hard to come by. 6 goals, 4 of which came in the second half. Jota, Gakpo, couple from Salah, Darwin Núñez on the score sheet as well. But the story is Leeds United, 2 points from the drop zone, but they can feel the hot breath of Everton and Forest on their necks. There will be more tension, more nerve-wracking nights for Leeds as this compelling relegation battle goes to the wire. And when it does, it will be played out on TalkSport. We'll be back here for the next home game on Tuesday night. But a capitulation saw this stadium empty a long time before the end. A dreadful defensive display has ended with the scoreline: Leeds 1, Liverpool 6.